Hi, hustlers. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the hustle behind migration. You see, every year, thousands of Nigerians pack their bags, not only Nigerians, Africans, they pack their bag, they leave their families and gamble their life across the Sahara Desert and the Mediterranean Sea. These are people that believe that Europe will hand them the hustle of their dreams. But the truth is this, most of them don't know. They are trading one struggle for another. Only this time, the cost is their own very life. You will see these smugglers that do carry them through the Sahara Desert. These guys will load over 40 persons. And under the Sahara sun, it feels like a giant frying pan because water is life. If you run out of water, you die slowly while the truck keeps moving. A survivor once told me, he said, Guy, do you know the desert doesn't buy you fast? It watches you dry up, and the others step over you to save themselves. That's just the reality of life. The strong survive, the weak perish. When you hear all these horror stories, you start asking questions. But let's be real. Why do Nigerians or why do Africans take this dangerous route, knowing the risks involved? Is it all because of this dangerous perception that Nigeria is finished? I understand the present realities, but why do they feel that Europe is the only way out? They forget the hustle spirit of their fathers that built some of the great cities of Africa. Yes. Why do they believe that it's only Italy, Germany, or the United States or UK that will bring them success? So you see them taking this dangerous route just to get to the promised land. But often, when they reach Libya, they find a different reality. Instead of open doors, it is detention camps. Instead of the jobs they were promised, it is kidnapping gangs they meet. If you choose to take this high road, then you will realize that there's still an active slave market in the 21st century where people are sold for as low as 400k. Yeah, I mean $400. I mean human beings cheaper than an iPhone. You see, Nigerian women are trapped in prostitution in this country while the men are forced into hard labor, and everybody is told the same lie: endure now, suffer a little because Europe is closed, the promised land is closed. So they feel the Mediterranean will be an easy ride, but when the boats finally leave Libya, that's another gamble. You see that the boat that is built for 20 persons, you see over 120 persons are cramped into it, extra 100, and these smugglers charge so much just to take them across the Mediterranean Sea. Along the line, during this dangerous journey, you see the strong survive, the weak die, and that's just life. The same ocean that consumed their ancestors still come to hunt their descendants. That here's the controversial part. Do you know that, in my own opinion, the same money these migrants spend by risking their life to go to Europe, if invested wisely in their home country, I think they will be better off. Because in Nigeria, you could be your own boss. In your own country, you could be your own boss. And there's a saying in Africa that there is no place like home. But this is a paradox. Nigerians think Europe is easy money. But in reality, Europe is overcrowded. Too many hustlers are chasing the same pie. Personally, I call the West a finished good, while Africa is a raw material. The same creativity that pushes Nigerians through the deserts and oceans could flip opportunities back home if only they saw it. If only they saw it. One hustler who came back from Libya said, and he was being candid and straight, he said, I left Nigerians with two hands, I returned with scars. What I was chasing abroad was already waiting for me here in Nigeria. So, what is migration? Is it bravery? Maybe. Is it foolishness? Maybe. But one thing is clear: the desert tests your courage, while staying in a developing country tests your creativity. So, Nigeria, for all its madness, is still a construction site. That's how I see it. Despite the fact that it is messy, it is corrupt, it is frustrating, but it is fertile. Those who cut through the chaos owns the land. Those who run away usually end up washing dishes in lands built by another far away. So the hustle behind migration is not just about crossing borders. It is about perception. And the truth is this: sometimes the biggest hustle is not running to Europe. It is staying back and building the Europe that others are dying to reach right in your own very backyard. So let me say this loud because nobody else will. Africa need to Africans need to kill this Europe migration mentality. You need to kill it. Do away with it. We keep acting like success lives in another man's land. But open your eyes. The best place to hustle right now is not in London. It is not in Paris. It is not in Milan. It is in Lagos. Yes, it is in Accra. It is in Nairobi. It is in Dakar. Why? Because in a developed country, the land is finished. Everything you think of is already built. Every idea has a competitor. Every street has 1,000 hustlers. So when you get in, you are just another number in the system. But in a developing country, my brother, my sister, everything is still wide open. The land is still fertile. If you look around you, power doesn't work. It means somebody can build a solar power hustle. So if you look around you, water doesn't flow. It means somebody can purify the waters. So if you look around you, transportation system needs an upgrade. It's still a problem. You move in and solve that problem. Because every problem you complain about in Africa is a business opportunity for someone else. Like one wise hustler once said, where there is no system, there is no opportunity. But instead of building, we run. We risk death in the desert. We pay smugglers millions just to get out of this country. We beg for visa. Some even go to the church to pray, fast, and even give testimonies and thanksgiving when the visa finally comes. When you could have built empires right here. Let me break this down. I said the 5 million you are saving to bribe your way into Europe as if it's heaven can fund your dreams right here in Africa. The money you want to waste on migration could set you up as an owner at home instead of a laborer abroad. And let's not lie, only if we can do away with these bad leaders. Yes, the world is moving back to Africa because the raw material is here, the resources is here, the manpower we all have here, and the hunger. Why do you think the Chinese are coming over? Why do you think all these Western countries are rushing over and scrambling for Africa? It's because they are seeing what we are not seeing. You understand? So Africa is not finished. Africa is under construction, and the people who choose to get their hands dirty in the hustle to build it now, those will be the people that will own it tomorrow. As Steve Jobs, I was listening to Steve Jobs once said, innovation is about seeing gaps others ignore. So Africa is nothing but gaps, which means Africa is nothing but a gold mine of opportunities. So here's the hard truth. If you are sitting in a developing country, you are sitting in the middle of untapped gold. The only thing stopping you is your mindset. You need to change it. It's up here, your mindset. So migration is not bravery. It is an escape. So the real bravery is waking up tomorrow, looking around at the problems around you, and saying to yourself that this is my hustle, I won't run away. Because one day history will prove it. Those who stayed and built Africa will be land, and those who ran will come back as tenant. So listen, let's get this in your head as a hustler. Africa is not cursed. It is a construction site. The roads are rough, yes. The system are broken, absolutely right. The leaders are greedy, we know that. But that is exactly why there is room for builders. Stop waiting for Europe. Stop begging for visas. Stop dreaming of an escape route, because the truth is simple. Nobody is coming to build Africa for us. The Chinese won't. The Americans won't. Even our politicians won't. The only people who can build it are the hustlers on the ground, me and you. And let me tell you, if you are in a third world country, you are in the best position on earth. Because where there is no structure, that means there is freedom for you to build one. Where there are problems, there is room for you to make profit. Where there is chaos, there is a chance. So migration will make you a worker elsewhere, while staying will make you an owner. The West already have their billionaires. Africa is still waiting for us. So the richest people of the next 50 years are not in Europe. They are here in Africa right now, and probably standing in the same queue with you, buying the same bread with you, walking the same dusty street with you. So the difference is, while you are thinking of an escape route, I need to leave this country, nothing is working, it blinds you from seeing opportunities. Such persons who are future owners tomorrow are thinking of ownership while you are thinking of living. So here's a call. Wake up tomorrow, look around you, look around your street and find the gap. Don't complain about it. Don't run from it. Own it. Because every gap you see is your ticket to freedom. And remember this as a hustler. Where others see poverty, hustlers see a large untapped market. Where others see problems, hustlers see products. Where others run, a real hustler that have the hustle in his DNA sees an opportunity to build. So the future does not belong to those who cross the desert. Never. The future belongs to those who build on the dust, who are willing to get their hands dirty to build in the dust. So kill the migration dream, pick up the hustle dream, start where you are with what you have. Because one day, when Africa rises, and definitely Africa will rise, history will separate those who built from those who ran as cowards. So thanks for watching this episode. But please, if you haven't joined our growing community of hustlers, please hit on the subscribe tab and join this growing community of hustlers. Cheers. I may your hustle succeed and grow.